Hey, how's it going? Now we're gonna dive into this thing. I wanted to make this video because I've never really seen a video like this one. I'm gonna use my laptop, dun dun dun, with the Slate Digital VBC, which is my favorite compressor. I'm going to be using my laptop as an outboard compressor. So I have my DAW set up on this computer. It's going out of this DAW into the board. Let's take a top view of that board. And it's going out from the board into this interface, out from this interface, back into the board with compression, and then out to the print track in the master. The master bus goes back into the DAW. So in the box, you have to make what is called a print track. And on the Soundcraft, and only the Soundcraft that I found, they were set up so well for analog summing that they included this extra bus, which is analog 23 and 24. This is a 22 channel board. So 23 and 24 were put in there explicitly for the print track. So you make a print track in the DAW, and you set the output to nothing, basically, and then you turn on the input to 23 and 24, which is that print track. Told you, it gets confusing. I had to move my talkback mic into the main vocal bus so you can hear it, as you can see right here. Now, I have everything routed to the board. All of these buses, all of basically everything in this whole session is no longer routed to the master. As you can see, the master is muted, it's dead. So then we have all this other stuff running to the board. After it hits the board, it goes to that interface, from that interface to the compressor, from the compressor back into channel right here, labeled M for master. That master goes out to 23 and 24 as the print track. Follow me so far? Yeah, that's why it's taken me over a month to really figure this out. So, what I'm gonna do now, and this is still very unmixed. As you can see, the only thing on here right now is I got some stuff on my talkback mic, and then I've got amp sims. There's nothing else. No EQ on these vocals. They are dry. I mean, they don't even have effects on them yet. So this isn't, it's not going to sound like a polished record. Not yet. But we're going to bring everything into the DAW and make sure we have every instrument. So I'm going to narrow this down so we can see a little better. All right. Now I have everything going out that I want to go out, I think. I'm going to push play and you're probably not going to hear anything. I was right. So, just to start out with, well, you hear my vocals. You hear the talkback mic. Just to start out, I'm going to make sure my effects rack is working. My effects rack is right here in the DAW. Let's go to the board. Yeah. The only thing I have any effects on right now is the snare. I have a plate reverb that I added to the snare. We got our effects rack. So, I'm just going to start bringing up faders and making sure we got what we need. turn on and off this compressor now, and it's not even going to be compressing, but just running the signal through this VBC rack, which is a plug-in compressor. I'm using it like an outboard compressor. I have a compressor over there, saving for a good one. Using this one for now, just to show you how it's set up. So, okay, I'm gonna turn on and off the compressor while it's playing. You'll see me go over there and do it. And I'll kind of put a 1 up if the compressor is on, a 2 up if the compressor is off. As you can see, it's not even compressing, but just passing all of this through the compressor. Remember, 2 is off, 1 is on. So let's do that again. Wouldn't you agree that it sounds better with the compressor on? I can't wait to get a good 2-bus compressor. I'm digging this. This sounds good. We're not really going to compress it yet. I'm just going to leave the compressor on. Let's go ahead and let this play for a little bit and just make sure we got all of our parts. Of course, I'm going to have to actually mix this now because right now it's completely unmixed. It's just going through a board, and all we're hearing right now is the analog love, which is the whole purpose of all of this crazy nonsense and spending and going into debt, and I don't even want to talk about it. But let's play. All right, let's kind of explain this for you guys a little bit. All right, so I got my drum kit. You take it out of the master and you send it out to analog 1 and 2. So let's just hear those drums. I gotta remember my talkback mic is on the vocal bus. Confusing stuff, man. So, now I'm just gonna let these drums play a little bit, and I'm gonna add some of this analog British Sapphire EQ. I wanted to go too far right there just so you could hear what's going on, making sure you can hear what's going on. These two faders right here are my compressor faders that are going to the stops, basically controlling the volume of that compressor. Another really cool part is on this compressor channel, which is the channel coming back in from the board. It also has a Sapphire EQ. So on the entire compressed mix, you can add a little bit of the 12K, a little bit of 8K, and a little bit of the 60K on that channel just to make sure the EQ is engaged and working. I got about 3 dB of compression on each compressor that I'm using. I like to stack them on the master. So I'm going to do the toggle the compressor on and off. 2 is off, 1 is on. All right, now that's basically the setup. That's how you use your laptop as a outboard compressor. Pretty sure I'm maybe breaking new ground on that one, but I'm sure it's been done before. Now, one thing I want to check is in the box. I want to see just how hot my print track is. So we're going to put a meter on that print track. So in all of Reaper, all you got to do if you want to find a certain effect is just type it in. Go to meter. I know the one I'm looking for is in the JS plugins. Right there. All right, I'm gonna push play again and see what this is talking about. Yeah, man, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. We're hitting it at about -3, which is where you want your master to kind of hit. I like to push my master hot. I like to hit my master and leave about 3 dB of just a squeeze of headroom. Yep, that's what I said. All them people talking about leaving headroom, they want you to sound worse than they do. Anyway, that is confusing, isn't it? Let's look at that again. I mean, we have all of our tracks going out from here to here. All along here, we got drums, bass, all the guitars, vocals, backing vocals, sound effects, the effects rack, and then this is the master that goes out. I was flipping everybody off. This is the master that goes to the print track that is back in here. This is the print track. So it goes out from these 2 buses. See it right here, that's group 1 and 2. Out right here into the input 1 and 2 on this laptop. Output 1 and 2 back into channels 19 and 20. And then 19 and 20 is the only track that's routed to this print track. Isn't that crazy? So now I'm gonna dive in, really move some faders and put some compression in the box and kind of bounce it back and forth. It's gonna take a long time. You guys probably don't want to watch all that. I might put it up, but I just wanted to show this is how you use your laptop as an outboard compressor. And yes, I'm crazy. This is Jeremy from Freedom Family Studios. I'm gonna get to work.